All right, you guys, it's time for a week of word work. Word work is great at helping you with spelling and writing and also helping you with reading, especially with your high frequency words. Now, high frequency words, when you're practicing them, you're focusing on being able to read them and recognize them and also spell them because they come up the most frequently. So your words this week include answer, like to answer a question, has that tricky silent W in there. Been, like I've been to the park, E-E-N. It looks a lot like bean, but it's pronounced bin. Body, moving your body is important. Build, I'm going to build a fort. Sounds fun. Head, your cabeza, your tête. Remember those words? Now, we also have minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. Heard, now this is heard like through your ears, not a herd of buffalo, but heard like I heard my little sister downstairs. Myself, when you're talking about yourself, I'm going to do it myself. Pretty, again, remember we talked about high frequency words? We often want to write the word pretty. It's a good one to be able to spell correctly. And finally, we also have the word pushed. Remember, push would be something you're doing right now. I'm going to push the button. Pushed with the ED at the end shows it happens in the past. Now you don't just have high frequency words each week. This week we're working also on our phonics sound oi. Oi. There's two ways to spell oi, the most frequent. O-I, oi, like in the word boil. I'm going to boil water. This is probably the one that happens the most often. So if you have to guess how to spell oi, you're probably going to be safe with OI, but we'll talk about some other rules that go along with that. So our other words this week also include words like toy. Now that ends with OY. Boil, OI, toy, OY. I want you to notice something about the OY words. Our other words this week, oil. You put oil maybe on your salad. Spoil, ew, your milk might spoil and smell terrible. Roy is a man's name. Soy, like a soybean. Maybe you put soy sauce on rice. Voice, I'm using my voice right now. Foil, like aluminum foil. We use that a lot in STEM challenges, right? Boy. Oink, like a pig. Oink, oink. And coil, like you might have a coiled wire. To coil is to put something in kind of a tight circle. Often, maybe if you've used an extension cord, you're doing a project outside, when you're done, you coil the cord back up. And void. Void is kind of a fun word. It has a couple of different meanings. Void can mean you cancel something, it's over, it's no longer good. For example, if I write you a check for $5 for mowing my lawn and you don't mow my lawn, I might void the check, so it's not good anymore. A void can also be a big, vast, empty space. You could be in a cave and looking out into the darkness and think, what a big void. Cool word, right? Still just void. Did you notice anything about OY and OI? Do any of the words that end with the OI sound use OI? Nope. If a word ends with oi, you're going to use OY. So that's why toy, roy, soy, boy are all OY words. Now, most of the time, if you have oi in the middle of the word, it's going to be OI. Every once in a while it's not, like in the word royal, for example. But it's a pretty safe guess, OI. And most of the time too, if you start a word with oi, it's going to have this sound right there. Now let's talk a little bit about ways to practice. In your packet this week, you have some really fun things, spelling staircases, sorting out your words by OI and OY. You also have, a word search. I think the word search is gonna be fun. I'm really curious to see what you do, and I hope someone in your family is happy to do your word search. We also have some other options where we remind you some things that we try in class. Now, one way to practice spelling is to write a word over and over and over and over and over again. It's kind of how I learned how to do spelling. Now, the thing about just writing a word over and over and over again is you're really only learning it in one way. Muscle memory. You just kind of get used to writing it that way. Sure, if you write a word 100 times, there's a chance your hand will just start doing it naturally. And also you're seeing it, so you kind of get an idea of what it looks like. But we know that our brains work best when we make lots of different connections. So if you can make connections with hearing and eyesight and movement, then you're going to really remember a word. So one of the things we point out this week, and we've talked about this before in class, is tapping things out or saying them out loud as you do it. If I just silently write the word answer over and over, I'm not actually doing that much in my brain. But one option can be answer. Remember this? A-N-S-W-E-R. Answer. By moving down my arm, I'm making more connections in my brain. If I don't really like the arm tapping, maybe what I could do instead is tap out the sounds. Answer. A-N-S-W-E-R. Sorry, I didn't do sounds there. I actually did letters. I could do sounds though. Answer. A-N-S-er. Tricky because there's really 4 main sounds in answer, but it has that W sneaking in there. So try to practice your words in as many ways as you can in terms of using all your senses. If you are writing the word by color coding the sounds, you can still say toy, T-O-Y, and that adds sound and hearing to what you're practicing. Another option that we have this week, which I think is kind of fun, it's almost like you're making your own Etch-a-Sketch. So you take a tray, a pan, something you have around. The most important thing is that it has an edge on it so that things stay inside of it. And then you can pour sand, salt, some other substance in there, but not a super messy, sticky one, right? You can put that in the tray, and then you're able to use your finger to write, and when you're done, you shake it and it erases. If you're trying to write with your finger and you're like, man, it looks all messy, or I can't write long enough words, something I sometimes try is take a chopstick or a stick or something else, because then you can make much more fine writing. So that's a fun option to try. It's also a great way if you're feeling like, man, I'm running out of paper. You can just make something where you can write things over and over. And again, especially if you did that, saying it out loud, spelling it out loud, also writing, your body is making the movement, you're feeling the salt, you're looking at it, your brain is going to remember those words so well. So have fun practicing your phonics this week, as well as your high frequency words. And I look forward to hearing if you feel like you've improved by the end.